I'm the big LG Doc Gallows, and you're watching the Wrestling Junkies. Boom.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and back from the dead is the podcast, Dad. What's up, buddy?
I am back. Yeah. It has been a rough 48 hours. The bug hit the house pretty hard. Hit me one day, and then hit the rest of the family yesterday. And we, as a good friend of the Main Event Network would say, we out you. So a lot of stuff came out of all orifices, but we are here. The bodily fluids have been released. I am here and ready to go. Not the good kind either, but man, we're going to talk about John Cena, the man that people cannot see. But first and foremost, if you like what we're doing here, please join all the socials. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel that you're watching on currently. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us, have some fun with us. I like having fun. Eric likes having fun. As you can see, I have lost about 10 pounds. I didn't eat for 2 days. I look fantastic. Eric looks great in his John Cena shirt. Fun fact, I don't own a John Cena shirt, which is crazy to me, but
Really?
Here we are. I don't own one.
Wow, did not know that.
I know.
Neither
did I.
Yeah, and Great Brown Hopes out to you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, my friend. Man, this is a tough one today.
Bittersweet.
This is man.
Oh, real quick.
I know we
follow all our friends on the Main Event Network too. Sorry, didn't throw that one out there.
Yeah, Great Brown Hope has done an incredible job of covering the John Cena retirement tour as a whole. So definitely go give his blogs a read for sure. This is it. This is our John Cena tribute episode. In 48 hours time, the final John Cena match will take place. Saturday night's main event against the ring general Gunther. Before we kind of really dive into this, like I know even feeling sick this week, but like what's gone through your head, knowing that again this weekend this is it.
Yeah, please stop puking is the top thought on my head. No, it was, I say it on this show a lot, and I think you've referenced it a few times. Like, we're gonna miss this person when they're gone, and I think can't say it any better than John Cena. I don't want to say we took Cena for granted because I don't think we did, but the longevity that he had as the face of the company, as the guy, as everything that he is, you got to think of every major GOAT, right, in all these sports, right? Think of all of them. They've all had some kind of scandal, whether it's Michael Jordan and his gambling, or Tom Brady and his marriage, or whatever it may be, right? Like, there's always been
just gonna
some
gloss
kind
over
of,
it. Never mind, it's too early.
What?
Michigan.
Well, he's not a GOAT. He's just an idiot.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, if we're talking scandal, it's just because it's
yes.
Damn it, it's
yes. But that's the thing, right? There's always a scandal, and even in the WWE, there's been scandals, right? And he's seen them all. When that report came out about VKM and all the top guys, guess who wasn't on that list?
Yep.
Guess who didn't have a mention on that list? When all the stuff happened, with the steroid trial and all that good stuff, again, like that popped up in, I want to say like 2007 and everything. Guess who didn't pop up?
Yeah.
Everything that you can think about that has happened with the WWE negatively, you don't hear much about John Cena. Whether that's, sure, there was some towards, he wouldn't put me over. Okay. Like, he's John Cena. Like, dude's been doing it forever. Yes. Has there been some Super Cena fatigue that we had? Hell yeah, there was.
Yeah.
That's just what happens when you're on top forever. But on the other hand, nobody took it away from him. We talk about he didn't put over this person, didn't put over this, but he put over this person, he put over that person. I mean, Cena is very complicated, but in a way he's not, right?
Yeah.
it's fitting that his name was the Prototype. I will go back to that again because he is the prototype. Like that, if you want a WWE superstar and what they mold and what they want to show in front of the cameras and on the red carpet and do the radio shows and do the Make-A-Wish and whatever it may be, is John Cena. I don't know if the dude slept. Dude learned Chinese. Like for just all of it. Like he took advantage of everything he had the opportunity of, and not in a negative way. They gave him all, and he ran with it, and he never let it go. And if you're going to be upset about that, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, let's kind of take it to the way back here because I actually came across a video on TikTok the other day that was I sent that to you. Yeah, the dark match on Raw, October of 2001. It was John Cena and Rico Constantino, the Ohio Valley Wrestling Southern Tag Team Champions, I believe were the names of the titles, taking on Brock Lesnar and Shelton Benjamin, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, in a just not great dark match. Great. I mean, the crowd was, but I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, we're just, going back here. At least I think this is the earliest kind of John Cena moment that I've personally ever watched as far as any of those matches pre-debut. And crowd wasn't into it. Crowd's booing him out of the building. It's your enhancement talent match. But just to think, when you look at, especially, at least 3 of the 4 guys there, and I'm not necessarily, discounting anything away from Rico, but when we look at John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, gone on to have much longer, more established careers in pro wrestling. To see that, within a year, Brock Lesnar was going to be the youngest WWE champion ever. John Cena was not necessarily at that point yet. Because he debuted at about that same time that Brock had become the guy, and steps right into the face of Kurt Angle, slaps him, and shock win, gets the respect of The Undertaker, and then he's on velocity and just kind of a how old MJF would call him, a default caw of a presentation, And
he was. He almost got fired because of that.
Yep.
And he's openly said that, and other people have confirmed that. And, he did something different. They were on a tour. He rapped, and the right person heard it, and the rest is history. And then that's the thing, right? You never know when that opportunity is given, and it was there, and he took it, and he ran with it. And it was something that he said, and again, we're going back, but I'm also coming forward again. So she said. Podcast dad's back, baby.
Yeah, he is.
He said it on Chris Van Fleet's show, because Van Fleet asked him straight up, what happened with the Rock thing? And Cena was like, who cares? It didn't happen. Yeah. They told me something else was happening, and I said, cool, what's next? And that's, I think, always been Cena's mentality is, that didn't happen. Cool. What do you want me to do? What's next?
Yeah.
It's never, that won't work for me, brother, or whatever it may be, right? It was, okay, what should we do? And it was funny because he said, I'm always the last to know because I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah.
So,
and shout out to Nick here. Check out his show Friday nights on YouTube, 6 p.m. Eastern. Says the match should not open. A bunch of young guns on the show, which is great. But if he opens, casual fan not to watch the rest of the show. Yeah, no, that's a fantastic point. I mean, this is, I can understand wanting to, and obviously this it's not like it's up to us or anything like that. But just from the optics of the greatest of all time, yes, you are using this opportunity to give NXT talents an opportunity on the show as a series of exhibition matches, and everybody that is on this card deserves to be on it. I don't think that there's any debate or discussion about, as far as the matches that have been booked, that they shouldn't happen. And I think that's the first thing that we can say about a WWE event probably this entire year.
In a while.
Where it's, I'm just saying from top to bottom, everybody that is on this card, why is this match here? Why isn't so-and-so? I think everybody's happy with the representation of NXT and the talents that are going to get to take on these NXT superstars at the show, I would think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm screwing. Yeah. But Cena should main event. Sorry.
Yeah, give him all the time that he wants.
You should main event. And I know if he's doing it out of respect or whatever, that's fine. I don't care. Somebody tell him no. You're going to main event. Like, I know that's how it was booked back when the old Saturday Night's main events were, because they were on NBC and they wanted to get the viewers in right away and then do the other stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
and certain towns back to the hotel for room service.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a few days since you've done this, huh?
I don't even know what to say. Shit. What was I going to say?
Someone took their vitamins.
Damn.
Anyway, well, Podcast Ed struggles to get his thoughts back.
I can't remember what I was going to say.
That's okay. That's okay.
He should main event. I agree.
Yes.
He should main event.
Yeah, no, 1,000%.
Somebody should step in and go, like, John, we appreciate everything you've done. We're going to give this to you. Go main event.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. I agree completely. We can sit here for hours talking about some of his best rivalries, best moments, best matches.
We can. Here's what we're going to do real quick, though, because I'm going to take over the show. Give me your top 3 Cena matches. We'll sprinkle these in every once in a while.
Yeah. I don't necessarily have these in any particular order, but this one is always my first go-to is bragging rights, 2009, the anything goes 60-minute Iron Man match for the WWE Championship. It's peak John and Randy. Yeah, I love this match. This is whenever I do an Iron Man match in 2K, I set it to 60 minutes, no holds barred, anything goes, just because I fucking loved everything about that. Because from an Iron Man match standpoint, we'd seen the Brett and Shawn where it's just kind of they tied at 1, we got to go to sudden death, and we've seen those, but this was very much a back and forth, and the psychology that both of these guys used, and when they would choose their moments to strike, like I think in the early moments, Randy grabs a chair, blasts Cena in the back, gives him a fall, and for shits and gigs, and taps out, and the next thing you know, it's okay. You know what? Smart. Get out of the submission, and this is one of those things that I absolutely love everything about that match. That's the first one for me that I will say, and up to you, now Podcast then.
Yeah, one I always go back to, and look, it was the moment, it was everything about it, it was the story involved. 2011, Money in the Bank, Chicago. I mean, CM Punk, John Cena. You can't do anything.
Yeah,
it was a great story. It was the guy from the outside, a Punk that was never going to make it, right? Against Mr. WWE. He was anti-WWE, Mr. WWE. The story was there. Yeah. Cena put him over. Again, Cena lost. But man, that match was fantastic. The atmosphere was there. Everything was great. Everything was great. I loved it. I'll take the next one as well. Going back to atmosphere, dude, one night stand. Night stand in RPD. I mean,
ain't seen nothing like it.
Nothing. And you haven't seen anything since.
No.
Nothing since where it was that hostile. He's walking out. Again, that's Mr. WWE, and he represented it so well. And again, just the story of that match was perfect. It just, I'm thinking of the meme with Homelander, like, is perfect in every single way. Is every minute detail was great, right? It was just fantastic. Again, just the atmosphere, throwing the shirt and it getting thrown back. First time we'd ever seen anything like that. Just as a kid there in 2006, I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like, I've never seen anything like this. And that was one of those moments that I'll never forget.
Yeah, no, and I mean, obviously, I agree with Summer Punk as well, but I don't want to repeat. I mean, because there's so many Cena moments that we don't necessarily have to repeat any, really. But so WrestleMania 21, that was the first pay-per-view that we were ever allowed to buy at home, and that was the night that the Time Is Now debuted. New theme song. Like, he's very clearly the guy, big baby face coming in, doing the program with JBL. And that one's got to stand out because on that night, not one, but 2 new faces of the next generation were crowned. We have not seen anything like that since, where you've had not like two guys that were both projected to be massive baby faces. They're each going to carry a respective brand, and that's the next generation. And I think about that match tonight because the youth movement is like, it was kind of, you could feel the groundswell, but I think 2026 they're kicking the door in with it. I think because realistically, Braun Breaker I think should walk out with the world title on January 5th. Obafemi I believe is going to beat Cody Rhodes this weekend. Now there's probably going to be some shenanigans to protect Cody in that loss. I mean, you would think that the words exhibition match would be enough that they don't have to book anything to do it, but it's WWE, so I you can't hold anything against. I mean, it's what they do. So that's why that one also stands out to me, is because again, youth movement was on full display that night. There was just something in the air about John Cena winning that first world title and how over he was at that time. That was, we have always lamented about what they should have done with Roman 10 years ago, what they should have done to get him over, and kind of what could have been different as far as making him the guy that he is now and a decade earlier. But for whatever reason with Cena, it wasn't an issue. And, he's a guy that, knows the WWE machine inside and out. If there was a physical manual that says how to succeed in WWE, he's got it memorized down to the page numbers and appendices. Like, there's nobody that knows that machine like John Cena does. And, that's on display in everything he does. And that, led to some of the backlash. I mean, so, let me ask you this, as a fan growing up, did you ever get Cena fatigue in any way?
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna cap it off with like my favorite Cena match of all time. So I liked the
yeah, that was good.
I like the Doctor of Thugonomics, right? I love that.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit of the Super Cena for a minute. And then probably towards the tail end of 2006, early 2007, I was a little like, okay, like I'm kind of out on this, right?
Sure.
The match at the Royal Rumble in 2007 against Umaga, the last man standing match.
God, that was brilliant. That's another great one.
That's my favorite John Cena match of all time. I will go back and watch that match, and I will never get bored, no matter how many times. That might be a top 5 match for me all time, right?
Yeah.
Like that match, again, just the storytelling was fantastic. It was so good. Yes. But like Cena bleeding through everything, having that ultimate underdog, it felt like, okay, like this he really is superhuman. Like that's one of those matches I will always go back and watch. But yeah, like towards the later end, there was some Cena fatigue.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was Cena fatigue. I think it was more, man, WWE just doesn't have anybody to match John Cena right now. Fatigue, right?
Yeah.
It was Randy Orton.
Yeah.
It was Batista. I can only watch so many John Cena Triple H matches.
Yeah.
Like there just wasn't anybody to feed him. And I say feed him, but there just wasn't anybody to like realistically challenge him and go, okay, like that's who I want. Like he had the feud with Jericho on Jericho's way out. He had the feud with Angle on Angle's way out. He had the feud, with Ed. The feud with Edge was great. And that was one where it was like, okay,
all time. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm back in. And then there was nothing, right? Like 2010 to 2014 was bad. He was there and he was doing everything he could. But he was doing everything that they asked him to do and whatever he needed to do. But man, like it felt like it was a lull. And unfortunately, he was at the top of that. And I think he gets a bad rap for that because he was being the company man. And he had, and then The Rock came in and told him, you look like Fruity Pebbles, and took the shot at him. And then when The Rock wrote his promo on his hand and Cena took the shot at him, how dare you? How dare you can do that? Like, no, dude, like, all's fair. Like, dude was mad because this is a company guy and he's done everything he can. And yes, he had the colorful T-shirts, but you know what those did?
That sold
like money, like crazy. And you took your ball and went to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And Cena did. Cena stayed. And that was, I was always on Cena's side for those WrestleMania matches. It was like, I wasn't rooting for The Rock. Like, it was cool to see The Rock come back.
Sure.
I grew up with Cena. So going into
Yeah.
those Mania matches, Cena was my guy. And it's weird looking back on it and thinking about it now. I was like, yeah, I remember like The Rock came back and that was awesome and I loved that. But Cena was my guy. And I was rooting for Cena in those matches because I didn't want the part-timer. And I think Cena did a very good job at not being that part-timer and always showing up. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and you know, when you hear Cena talk about, you know, what he does and what he, you know, especially in the interview with CVV about, you know what, if I'm going to be able to get to do this for a year, you know, I don't want to put anybody out of work in Hollywood. You know, he's been very vocal about, you know, if something happens to me, then, you know, hundreds of people are out of work. So, you know, insurance costs money for movies. And, you know, the way that he will say, all right, well, you know, I'll come out of my own pocket, TKO. If you guys, you know, want me to do this, I want to be here with you to do this. But, you know, we need to give a little to get a little. And the fact that he's been so open about, you know, here's what I've had to do to juggle Hollywood and WWE and what I'm doing to try to protect myself in the ring so that I can continue to go do my job and not put hundreds of other people out of work is to be commended, because that's not an honesty that we had seen out of, you know, Dave Bautista or especially Dwayne Johnson. You know, because Rock has come back and torn muscles and, you know, injured himself and kind of put himself out of commission that I don't know how badly they impacted projects that he was in at the time. But Cena has been much more vocal about that, which I think, you know, should be lauded because, you know, it's easy for, you know, a part-timer to kind of come in, you know, you get one match a year and then you're out. But for Cena to have the commitment to do, you know, I'm doing as much as I can in this year that I can logistically manage and balance with the other commitments so as to not impact other people's livelihoods.
And it's John Cena, so you believed he could do it.
Yeah.
He's Superman. I mean, you're wearing the shirt, you know, when he came back at the Rumble in like 3 months.
That's another moment too. That's just
another
that's
moment. You're just
otherworldly.
like, I don't know what this guy can do. Again, that's why I think growing up, it's like, that's my guy. Even though I didn't like him half the time, there was times where I was rooting for Punk. I was rooting for the other guy to win.
No.
It's like, no, Cena's that consistent, and I don't think we're ever going to get that again. We're just not, because WWE's different now. Wrestling's different now. You're not on the road as much as you were. Cena was on the road all the time.
Yeah.
And then doing all the media and doing all the Make-A-Wish and doing everything they asked him. I don't think there was anything that they asked him, like, take a day off. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
He just didn't.
Well, I mean, Podcast Dad, we call John Cena the franchise. We got to talk about his opponent on Saturday, Gunther, who is arguably the standard bearer for the next decade. And because, I mean, so much of his pre-WWE days, pre-NXT, NXT UK, they were inside a Progress ring. And this is a moment for us to tell all our friends out there about their new streaming platform, Hooked on Wrestling TV. Honestly, check this shit out because it's everything that you could possibly want to see of not just Gunther, but Ilya Dragunov, Tony Storm, Timothy Thatcher, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, a lot of names in WWE right now, and Joe Hendry. Yeah, I mean, this is a renowned company that has helped to shape the Gunther that we see now. I mean, you know, let me ask you this: what was tell me if you can remember? Do you recall what first went through your mind the first time you ever saw Walter?
I do. I remember it very clearly. I was on YouTube. This is funny. I was on YouTube and I was like just watching shorts, right? Like I was just on my phone scrolling. And I saw this guy chop the ever-loving hell out of somebody where it just echoed throughout the arena. And I was like, what the hell is this? Yeah. And then look, it's Walter. I said, and it was his name was in all caps, right? I'm like, that's different.
You don't see that very often, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole one night, you know, in bed again, just scrolling, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's amazing. Literally the next day, I went on 2K and found a creator wrestler of Walter and put him in my universe.
I like it.
Literally the next day. And like I just went down the rabbit hole, and some of like all of the stuff in progress, the stuff in Germany that he did. I think it was WIX or
WXW, yeah.
WXW. Some of the stuff he did there. And then, fast forward a little bit, and I'm like, oh, he got signed to NXT UK.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's what got me into NXT UK.
Yeah. Because I mean, dude,
his title reign there was amazing.
Those matches with Tyler Bate, Ilya Dragunov, those are probably my two favorite all time. And I think to round out the third, there was a street fight that had Eddie Dennis in it with forget who. I'm gonna have to look that up there. But yeah, no, it's especially when you look at the evolution of Walter, NXT UK champion for 800 some odd days. Like he's been a champion for the majority of his time that he's been signed to a WWE contract. But the ability to kind of forecast where his career was going from NXT UK to being in the kind of 2.0 era and unifying those titles as a shuttled NXT UK. But the fact that he was looking ahead to get himself in that TV shape that he knew that Vince McMahon was probably going to ask him to get into, and did it, without hesitation. I mean, it's a drastic change from the Walter we've known in NXT UK and Progress. It's to be marveled because he carries himself like an inevitable future top guy. And he forecasted that the second that he touched down in the States, signed to NXT, reshaping his physique, his style, his presence. But even as he did that, he didn't lose what made him special, No,
he did not. No, the presence. That's the other thing that got me was just the presence. He came out with the robe, put his arms behind his back, and just stood there. And you're like, I'm not fucking with that guy. Like, and that's just how it went. Like, I don't want to mess with him. And I think, it reminded me so much. Truthfully, it reminded me of a lot of like Vader back in the day. Like, I'm not messing with him. This dude hits hard as hell, and he's tough as hell, right? Yeah. And Vader was one of my favorites growing up, and seeing like Walter, now Gunther, doing all this, I'm like, I love this. He's an old school. He's an old school guy, and I think he said it best. I can't remember if he said it on Raw or if he said it in an interview. There's been so much that I've watched for this match so far. But he said, John Cena is the greatest sports entertainer of all time. Yes. I'm the best wrestler of all time. Mm-hmm. And that's going to come to a head at Saturday Night's Main Event. And that, I mean, just the evolution of him on the mic over the last few years has been breathtaking. Like, it's just been, okay, dude's it. Yeah. Dude is it. They strapped the rocket to him, and he deserved it. He very much deserved it. Keep him heel. Don't ever turn him face. I know you were in there for a little bit of a face run.
Because he's got this intensity that Kurt Angle has that I think could work as a babyface. That's just
Thanos. He's Thanos.
Sure.
That's what he is. I mean, and that's what you need. Thanos and Captain America going at it. Saturday Night's Main Event. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I really am.
Now I want to pull up. This was in the chats as well, Craig. Hopefully your counter. I apologize. Still looking here. I don't have my glasses on, but hear me out. Gunther tries to make Cena tap out. Ends up being the longest submission hold ever, and Cena passes out there in the middle of the ring. Never gave up, and he thinks it would be cinema. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to agree. I mean, the mantra is never give up, and Cena may, his will and spirit most likely will be broken on Saturday by Gunther. But Cena's a guy that's going to go out on his own sword, I think, and I think it would be fitting if he did not submit. I mean, I think that a submission loss in Gunther's books still, or a submission win, I should say. But to the mantra, never give up. And he doesn't. And
I'd be down.
There we are. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how this match is going to end, to be honest. I think Cena will lose. I think he puts Gunther over.
Yeah.
But, doesn't have to either. It really doesn't.
He doesn't, but because of what we've kind of seen with the tail end of this tour, I think it'd be a bad idea. I think it'd be a bad idea if he did. I think that would really, really impact Gunther. I think if
Do you
he were to
see? Do you
lose.
see any shenanigans? It is WWE.
No, I know I said that with some hesitation. Don't do it. If anybody out there is watching and can relay this, that don't do it.
Have you watched this retirement tour?
Unfortunately, I have. I dissociated for the first half of it. Yeah,
I had dissociated for most of it.
it's,
Most of it.
this would not be the time to do it. If yeah, I mean,
When has that stopped them before?
I know. But okay, realistically, if you had to name shenanigans for the sake of doing this, why I don't know why the fuck I'm even entertaining this.
Set up the Mania match with Brock. Brock and Gunther, set up your Mania match. There you go. Although, part of me does like the idea that Gunther goes on this like retirement tour, right? Retires Goldberg, retires John Cena, retires Brock Lesnar. Become the new legend killer almost. Yeah, put AJ in there. You know he'd have a good match with AJ. Like,
oh yeah.
Again, he doesn't need a championship. You're just putting names on his resume. Like, I retired this guy. I retired this guy. I retired all of your heroes. That would be a fun story. Yeah,
I mean, we've talked about this as the passing of the torch moment because this is a generational thing. I think that it is. I mean, I personally think that it is.
How old is Gunther? He's 38.
Yeah. But
I don't think it's passing of the torch.
He's still got another decade where he can he's still got another decade, I believe. Okay, so this is a bridging of generations. How about that?
I'll do that. Okay. If this was a Braun Breaker, if this was a Carmelo Hayes, if this was a Javon Evans, then yeah, I'd say this is a passing of the torch. But do you see Gunther coming out of this being the face of WWE?
Not necessarily the face of WWE, no. Yeah.
Such a large torch to pass.
Sure.
I just think that, like you said, it's we're on to the next generation.
Okay, well let's strike past the torch. Let's say we're bridging generations, but despite how different you called them, Captain America and Thanos, there are three things that they have in common. I'll even throw in an honorable mention: work ethic, evolution, consistency, and the ability to carry a company. Gunther may not be the face of it, but that is a man that will do anything that you need him to.
Yeah, I think the torch was already passed.
We're not passing torches. I'm saying generational. This is a crossing of generations, but I'm just saying those are all things that I think that they have in common.
I think the torch was passed at SummerSlam, personally.
Okay.
I think he passed it to Cody. Cody, right. You're the new face. You're the new guy. You're the new red carpet. You're the new on the radio, on the talk shows, getting all the sponsorships, doing your weekly, all that good stuff, right? Like, Gunther's not doing that. But if you want like the next, again, put this guy over, make him the Terminator. I'm all in. I'm all in. Because it shouldn't have been Brock in the first place. Let him beat Cena, and then let him retire Lesnar. Again, the story tells itself.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
You have your next big bad, I won't say tribal chief, but you have your next big villain in the WWE that you want the next guy, like Cody did, to triumph over, right? Whether that is a Braun Breaker turning face, whether that is a Javon Evans, an Obafemi, whatever it may be, right? Like, you gotta go get Gunther. Like, that's who you gotta go get. And I think that's what Saturday is going to establish.
Man, it's almost over.
Almost. We got a couple more days.
Doesn't seem like enough time, podcast dad.
It doesn't. What's your favorite Cena rival? I'm interested to see if it's the same person I say. Because I think it might be.
I think of the three that immediately come to mind. I think you got to go Punk. And it was iconic in 2011. But the fact that they were able to come back to it 14 years later, CM Punk, who vowed to never return to WWE, let alone pro wrestling, is now on the receiving end of the pipe bomb. It was just a fantastic twist that capped off that time. I mean, Punk is always called Cena his wrestling soulmate. I mean, it's hard to argue with that. When we look at, again, you're saying Captain America Thanos. This is also, company man versus the degenerate, or perceived degenerate. It's hard to ignore the chemistry that they had in ring, and that's not to take away from the other two that are also up there for me, Randy and Edge.
See, I'm going Edge. Like, that was a rivalry that defined, again, and maybe I'm a little sympathetic, it defined my childhood, right?
Yeah.
Edge going into John Cena's dad's house and slapping John Cena's dad. I'm like, the hell just happened? Him cashing in on Cena, the first ever Money in the Bank, cashing in on Cena.
Yeah.
Again, what a moment. Then they have their TLC match, and then they continue their rivalry just throughout. Like, I won in Toronto, you won in Boston. Like, just the whole thing was great, and it catapulted Edge to that main event scene that we so desperately wanted him to be at. He just never got there. And Cena was the right
Probably
foil
wouldn't
to
have
do
without
it.
Cena.
No, because he was the right foil to do it. Because Cena was the squeaky clean, uber babyface, and Edge was the sleazy heel that just kept winning, that you hated to see win, and you wanted John Cena to win, which is something that they had trouble with in that era. Was, oh man, like, I don't, and this is no offense to anybody that I'm gonna say, so
do your best,
being nice, but like, I didn't want to see a Chris Masters or a Carlito win the WWE Championship. All right, I just didn't. And again, I can only have big bad Triple H for so long, where I just get bored.
Yeah.
And Shawn wasn't turning heel, and Cena wasn't turning heel. Kurt was on his way out. Randy Orton already they've already had that thing with Randy. You can only see that title switch so far. But to get Edge back in there and fulfill that potential that we always knew was there was Edge, and to finally get over that hump, and it was Cena was the one to help him, I think it's Edge, because you made two just uber stars out of it.
I know. Can't argue with it.
AJ Styles also an honorable mention.
Yes.
He helped make and legitimize AJ Styles in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I 100% will put that down as a fact.
Yeah.
Because AJ came in and we were all hyped, and then it kind of cooled off for a little bit.
Yep.
And then he had his feud with Cena, and that's when I think everybody saw that, okay, like, AJ's a main event guy, clearly.
Yeah.
So
let's also not forget, I'm surprised his name has not come up once this entire episode, Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber 2015. I mean, the debut was awesome. It was one of those, holy shit, he just beat Cena.
And then stepped on the title.
Yeah.
And then literally stepped on the title. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Yes. Kevin Owens is one. I don't put him as high up on the list because the feud was so short. Right.
That's okay. Yeah. That's why it's a honorable mention. Yeah.
But that's another one where you're like, okay, like that's one.
Because they were able to play back to it 7 years later, because you remember what happened at the end of 2022?
I do.
It was, hey, you have the streak that's about to end here. You've had a match at least once a year since you've been here, and then come back for the last SmackDown of the year. It was just like, oh, yeah, my old friend Kev. I know we didn't always get along, but what a guy. Yeah, sure. I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah. You also, one that was a little shorter, but I think helped legitimize somebody was Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Again, the Authority versus John Cena.
Yes.
And Seth was that face, and Seth was finding his footing as that top heel, and you needed that foil, and Cena was there. That's another one that I think about too. Sean's another one.
Yes.
You got to put it up there. Early on Taker.
Yes.
Because Big Evil taking on, the Doctor of Thugonomics was one of them. Like, again, help put Cena over to make you something. So
yeah,
there's so many on the list, but
honorable mention to the Miz as well. That's another guy who was legitimized as a result of WrestleMania main event, and Miz was already a guy that was had a reputation that he already had to break through, and then that additional time of working with Cena helped to kind of cement his place. And look at him, he's a lifer at this point. I think everybody would more or less agree for the most part, but we've said that a bunch about people before. But Miz is another person who was legitimized because of John Cena. It's a shame that Wade Barrett could not be one of those guys.
No, yes. We're keeping it positive. Batista is also an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, they were the two faces at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think everybody thought it was going to be Batista, and it turned out to be John Cena. And they were able to play that into their feud years later. And again, that's a really, really good feud if you go back and look at it. And again, a dark time in WWE where there was not a lot. I mean, on that same card, it was Vince McMahon and Bret Hart. So the same Mania card. So Batista and Cena was fun.
Yeah. Not to bring the mood down, but we got to bring up Wyndham.
We do.
Yeah. I mean, that's 2014. Hell of a
program. They corrected it.
They did.
Because that was one of those times where I don't know if it was Cena. I don't care if it was Cena, but that was one of those times where I'm like, man, Bray should have won that match.
Yeah.
Like Cena should have done the job. Bray should have won. They corrected it with the Firefly Funhouse.
Yes, they did.
And that's one of those matches, again, that you can go back and watch anytime, and it will be fantastic. So we do have to mention Bray as well. And I'll throw Rusev in there.
Yes.
That was a good feud.
Yeah.
And
because that was one of the first real times you'd seen a certified, established main eventer
go back down.
win a mid-card title after already being at the top. And the only time I could think of before that we'd seen that was Triple H in 2001, that program with the Power Trip and the Hardys.
Yep.
But again, that pairing wasn't great. The creative of turning Austin heel to align with the guy that had him mowed down a year and a half earlier wasn't great. But Cena found a way to make the U.S. title interesting, to make it relevant. I mean, the open challenges are still a thing. Sami Zayn's doing them. Ilya Zayn's killing the hell out of them right now. Like, long-term ripple effects of what he was doing at the time. And I think it's great.
Yeah.
It will never be another John Cena.
I don't think so. Even as great as Cody is, he's not there. Because Cena never had to leave. And that's not a knock against Cody, but
it's
Cena
not
never
one
had
bit.
to leave.
Yeah.
So I've never seen Peacemaker, so maybe I'll go watch that. So,
yeah, no, I haven't either. Maybe that's
maybe I will continue to support John in his retirement. But you deserve it.
He does.
Actually, I'm hoping this one sticks.
I think that it will.
Don't get the blood money.
I think that it will.
The crown jewels.
Podcast that. I think we gotta call it a week here. And again, I don't think that there was any better way to end this week than talking about the greatest of all time, John Cena. This match is, I'm not ready for it. It's gonna be a tough one to watch. In fact, that'll be a little tipsy from Santa Con will hopefully help to quell those emotions, but probably not.
It's gonna be cold, so be careful out there.
Yeah, a little bit. We'll be ready.
Yeah, Zack Ryder. Yeah. Embrace the hate. Again, dark times.
Yeah.
Dark times.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. You can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But subscribe to that YouTube channel. 550 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Do us a huge favor. Help us to get to 600 by the end of the year. I mean, we got 3 weeks left. Tell one person. Tell two people. Tell mom, dad, aunt, uncle, back shop buddy, therapist, bartender. If you meet somebody at SantaCon this weekend, tell them. Yeah. Do a phone tree. Remember those things in school?
No.
Okay.
A phone tree?
Yeah, you don't remember those?
No, dude. I was in the computer lab.
That's fine. Okay.
You didn't have those. You had the typewriters. Oh, now I'm talking about my wife. Sorry. It's fine. She doesn't watch.
Now it is definitely time to end the show. But we will be back on Monday. We'll break down Saturday night's main event. Look ahead to I guess World's End, and we got some AEW that we need to talk about. So yeah, no, it's
it never stops. Like Cena's gonna retire, and it never stops. So
yeah, cycle keeps going, and he's just hopping off the ride. But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and that's the podcast, Dad. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. Until Monday, enjoy those grabs.